Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to the second in our series of webinars. Slightly different from the one we did last month, and this is how to spot a Microsoft Teams opportunity. Unfortunately, even Ben can't join us today, so you'll just have to put up with my dulcet tones. What we're going to cover today is when you're looking at Microsoft Teams, why this matters, what holds clients back, red flags in clients' accounts, discovery questions that open doors, how you can map pain points to benefits, how partners can make Teams a long-term revenue engine, the risks of staying just Microsoft, and ways to set you apart, and then a small blueprint for action. So why this matters, it's not just about selling software, it's about helping clients evolve. And there's a stat there about 8% of customers underutilized 365. What that's saying is there's a massive area for growth there. If you've got customers that are using Microsoft 365, they're hardly using the telephony element of it and the value adds that can bring. So it's a conversation starter. So what we're going to look at, what is the current state? Many clients still rely on legacy PBX or on-prem telephony, which is quite limiting by its nature. And then what you can look at is it hybrid work and global teams demand the need flexibility or mobile first communications? Why partners? Well, yourself, you're the closest to your client. You get to see what their challenges are firsthand, and then you can guide them towards an integrated, unified communication strategy. That way they see you more as a partner, more than just a provider. So you're actually adding value to them by taking them on a roadmap. So red flags in clients' accounts. There are a lot of triggers, and obviously, as we say, one of them being old-fashioned PBXs. But for me, I think if you're looking at on-premise, whatever that is, what you're going to be tied to is the 2027 switch off. So now is the time really to start taking your customers on that upgrade journey and looking at what they're doing in Microsoft, how you can utilize that license, but how you can add value to it. So as we say, the 365 license, but if they're not using it for Teams Voice, they've already got the license there. Look at how you can add value and bring Teams Voice into the proposition. You've got CIOs under pressure to cut IT costs. A lot of companies are doing that at the moment, and an easy way to do that is to unify what you're using, look at what products. There's probably people you're paying for stuff that you're not using. So part of moving to a unified communication solution is you can audit your estate and get rid of things that you don't need. Another red flag is multiple tools for your chat, your video, your telephony. Again, your agents flicking through screens. We'll cover that later, but it's harder for them to find information. And number 5, if HR are complaining about poor employee experience or attrition, if people find systems fragmented or hard to use, hard to navigate, they don't tend to stick around. So they are just some of the red flags that you may well find in your accounts. So discovery questions that open doors for you. What we mean here, I'm not teaching anyone to suck eggs, but when you're speaking to your clients, how are you managing internal and external calls? You know, until you have that, you may not provide that enough at the moment, you may provide other things to them, but this question is, how are they managing it? What's your total telephony spend today? Again, big one. Most companies are looking to cut costs where they can. Are your staff tied to desk phones, or are they working flexibly? Most staff now do tend to work flexibly. They like to be able to go in the office if needed or be able to work from home. Again, how many platforms do you use? That all becomes very confusing. If you can unify that, it's good for the agents. And then would consolidating reduce costs and simplify management? Well, we believe it does, and we believe our C360 products is the way forward for that. Sorry for the plug. So map pain points to benefits. And again, this is challenges that you will come across. Multiple vendors, unify workflow under Teams. High costs. With a predictable model such as Teams and C360, you can deliver predictable per user cost models. So You know, if you want to work on a per seat basis, you're able to tell your client what that's going to cost per month. You've got your included call package. So it's just whether they step outside of that call package, but 95% of the time you can give them a cost and stick to that. The scalability limits, you enable elastic growth. They can grow when they need, they can scale it back. We obviously don't want people to scale back, but if they need to, they have that. And then low mobility, you can basically give your customers the power to empower their workers to work from anywhere. So you're solving multiple problems, which again, you become across more favourable, and they then view you more as a solution provider rather than just a telephony provider. So how can you make Teams a long-term revenue engine? People make the mistake of just seeing Teams as a phone system when it's not. You can use Teams as a broader business platform for transformation. So recurring revenue, your license and your managed services, you got a predictable annuity there. Migration, one-off projects and user adoption training. Again, this can all be monetized. So no one gives these things for free, and your customers would expect to be charged for that. Advanced integrations with CRM, contact center, vertical apps, giving them more choice, giving people a wider spectrum on how they can contact your customer, what time of day, what time of night. Managed experience, 24/7 support, monitoring, lifecycle upgrades. Again, you're now in charge of that. Your customer can see that you're adding value. What that then gives you the ability to do is cross-sell and upsell. So you can do security, compliance, analytics, and AI-driven insights. But from the start of that journey, you're in control, and then you can expose to your client to the different parts of that as needed. Obviously, you wouldn't overface them and take them on the journey from A to Z. You would do it in bite-sized chunks. So the risk of staying just Microsoft, the differentiation comes from your services, not Teams. So if you're competing on price alone, it drives the margin to zero. I think we all know roughly what licenses cost. So if you're just selling an add-on license, you're not adding any value. So in that case, you're missing revenue. You leave the migration, the integration, and you leave the managed services on the table for another provider to come in. Then what that brings is client frustration. So deploying Teams Voice without expertise leads to failed projects. And it's not a word I like to use, but replaceability. If you don't provide the value adds, as we've said before, somebody else will. So for me, it's about having that full wraparound solution, not just about being able to offer the voice and the dial tone, but it's about what can you add that differentiates yourself from your competition? What do your clients need from you, and how do you position yourself to offer that to them? So, ways to set yourself apart: vertical solutions, package teams for healthcare, retail, finance, industry-specific integrations. What that gives you is higher margins. Teams as a solution can be used anywhere. It's what you bolt onto it, what you add to it, that actually brings the value. So with ourselves, what we bring is we give you enhanced analytics. So that's something you can sell onto your clients. But also it gives you lifecycle partnering. You can build a roadmap with your clients. They might not want to take everything right now. AI is a big buzzword, but what you can do is you can look at your end customer and say, okay, you might not want to take AI now, but over the next year or two, this is where we are. This is a roadmap. This is what we could take you to. So you're actually showing them value there beyond just voice. Now, most companies now will have some form of social messaging, social interaction, but actually showing them what's a bit further down the line will get them thinking, and it will open that conversation for you a year or two further down the line. Again, as we've just touched on, AI and automation. Teams is a platform. It's a very intelligent platform, and it can work very, very well for workflows, not just calls. It has a lot of powerful tools in it. It's just understanding how to get the best out of those tools and how to position them with your clients. Again, never overfacing them, just understanding where they are now and how you can assist them on that journey. And then subtle illusion, managed Teams telephony. and global routing and compliance layers. A lot of companies need those compliance layers. That's where the real revenue lies for you. That's where you can set yourself apart from your competitors. And again, you become more than just a telephony provider. People will see you as a trusted service provider. So what would be your blueprint for action? Speak to your clients, audit the base against the high value red flags, use discovery questions to uncover the business pain. Again, that could be, I don't know what the pains are. Are they missing calls? Do they know if they've got enough agents? Is that why they're missing calls? They can't see what an agent's doing. They just have no view whatsoever. So how do you get those statistics out? How do you understand why you're missing calls? Again, something that we can help you with and something we can help you foster. Position Teams as a business enabler, as we've discussed. It's not just telephony. There's a lot more to it. So that would enable you to package services, migration, adoption, integrations, and give the customer a complete managed experience. And what you do there for yourself is your future-proof revenue, build on lasting term roadmaps with your clients, and again, gain trust. For me, using those points there, that will build trust with your customers, seeing the foundation for future success and revenue growth. And to be honest, as I say, this was only a short one today, but thank you. If you'd like to book a consultation, my details are on the screen, or if you have any questions, I'll be happy to answer them now. Okay, well, I'm going to end this event and thank you all for your time. Thank you.